And we are live, boys. Wits and Wagers, March 24th, 2022. Sweet 16 starts in about a little more than an hour. Mr. Carson Shear, I got to say this, Carson. Your
Yeah.
boys put up a fight, man. And it just showed why Izzo is one of the best, if not the best. Because, listen, very easily could it be. Everyone was saying Charles Barkley and everybody sat on Sunday. They're going to wipe the floor. Duke's going to win by 20. And I got to say something. You guys were up 5 with about a minute 30 left, man. And
Yep.
Izzo, everyone kept saying Izzo's, you have to walk. You have to walk the ball up. Don't get, and he kept attacking. And so, what a great showing by your Michigan Spartans, Michigan State
Yeah.
Spartans.
Yeah. Thanks, Curry. Always happy to be here with you guys. And yeah, it was a hell of a game. Everybody was counting us out. I think the spread was 7.5 for Duke. And I know we got our friend Joey Clams coming on shortly, but he and I were talking to each other the Monday night, and we were the following night afterwards, and we weren't too happy. But yeah, we had the game. We were attacking the paint. The momentum completely switched like the last 5 minutes of the game, and we had it, and we just made some costly turnovers, stupid mistakes. We were rushing the shots, and they just kind of went off with it. But yeah, it was a great run. We got past Davidson. We got to the round of 32, and if we lose to Coach K and he somehow ends up winning the whole thing, I would not be too happy. It's hard to beat Coach K. So it was a hell of a game though.
All right, couple comments. Eddie Murphy saying, "Hello, gentlemen. Kyrie is finally free. LOL." And Matt Staffiero is fired up for tomorrow night at 7, whatever it is, 7:10 or 7:19. Hashtag Rock Chalk Jayhawk. LOL. So he's going with his Jayhawks. Mr. Siciliano, how are you?
I'm pretty good. Getting excited for these games tonight, man. Should be a good
Oh,
tournament
going to be a
tonight.
great 4 games tonight.
Yep.
I'm fired
Yep.
up too. And Mr. Kirkpatrick, how are you?
Just like Mr. Siciliano, I'm very excited for these games tonight. Uh, I think now we're going to see the cream of the crop rise
Yeah.
here in the Sweet 16. We've had some upsets. Now I think we're going to get into each game detail. We'll run down each game, but I'm excited because now I think you're going to see the cream rise to the top. And I think there's some really good games these next couple of days.
Yes, sir. Let's just get right into it, Kenny. I mean, line's actually moving while we're talking. Let's get to the first one, 709. The team a lot of us have in our brackets to win it all, the Gonzaga Bulldogs against the Arkansas Razorbacks. Carson, the line has moved to 10. Gonzaga is now a 10-point favorite.
Yeah, and I thought Memphis had the best chance to get them because of the way they sized up against them. That was a really good basketball game. Then kind of Gonzaga pulled away from Memphis kind of late in the second half. But Arkansas is a really good team. I know Kenny was pretty big on them earlier in the year. They got elite guards. They can shoot the three. Are they going to be able to stop Timmy and Holmgren? Because that 1-2 punch is really hard to stop. But if they can slow those guys down, I would go Arkansas. Plus the 10. Sweet 16, I feel like 10 points for an SEC team. I think that's way too many points, especially with a team like Arkansas. So I like Arkansas with the points here.
All right, here's what we're going to do. Let's do this, Kenny. Obviously, we're going to take the points, but then also take the winner. So, Carson, you're taking Arkansas with the points. You're taking
Arkansas points, and then I think Gonzaga is going to win. Yeah.
Okay. Sis, you're next.
Yeah, I'm on the same page as Carson. I think it's too many points, but Gonzaga beats them.
All right, I'll go next. I was making Sis really laugh last night about some of these coaches that the performance, like Brett Underwood from like Illinois, just like they're not going into Kofi, they're just shooting 100 times threes. And this game scares me a little. It showed you, like you said about Memphis. I'll tell you this: the Gonzaga pace. If someone out there hasn't watched a Gonzaga game, you gotta watch it. It's just absolutely insane how they just push the ball every time up the court. It's a track meet. It's insane. And you know what? Like Carson said, Memphis had the athletes to do it. Memphis had the size to do it, and that's why they had them up 10, at half, and then up 4 late, and up in the game or down, tied or whatever. But you know, when it came money, Mark Few, we're going inside to Timmy, and Timmy took, you know, Timmy. I know it was only around the 32 game, but that maybe, I don't know, what was it, 4 or 6 minute span. I mean, he was scoring basket after basket after
Yep.
basket, and
Yep.
it just, I'm, you know, Arkansas scares me a little. I know Kenny liked them and I like them, but Arkansas, like I watched them versus, was it Texas A&M in the SEC? Like they get sloppy with the ball, they turn it over, and I just don't know if they could just get in a track meet with this team tonight. So Gonzaga's
Yeah.
definitely going to win, and I'm going to lay the 10 points. I don't love it. I would money line Gonzaga, but for the show, I'm going to take laying the points. I don't trust Arkansas on the road or a neutral court. Kenny.
Mhm.
I'm with Carson and Sis. I'm going to take the 10 points. The team's been struggling. Offense. Who's here? The SEC's
Yep.
done. I think we're going to have a very competitive game. I took Arkansas in my bracket on our Ticket Time K&K tournament challenge, and I need some help because I'm pretty far on the bottom of the barrel. I'm pretty far down on the list here, but I can catch up. And tonight, Arkansas beats Gonzaga. I catch up, so I'm taking Arkansas to pull off the big upset tonight over Gonzaga. But definitely the 10 points for
Okay.
sure.
Listen, you know what's great is we'll get into the St. Peter's later, but I mean, a lot of these games could probably go either way. I would be stunned if Arkansas won this game tonight. I really would. If Gonzaga loses this game, I would just be stunned. You know, I could see more Memphis, like you said, Carson. They just match up better than Arkansas, but hey, it's possible. I mean, they're college kids, you know. 7:29. The Villanova Wildcats, led by Jay Wright, against the Michigan Wolverines. The line dropped a half a point. I'm going to start this one with Carson again. Villanova is a 4.5 point favorite over Michigan, Carson.
Yeah, that's a big half a point. Yeah, that's a big half a point that dropped because I think it was 5.5. I think it was up to 6. Now it's 4.5. There's a reason why Vegas is going lower, and I think they have a reason why. As much as I hate to say this because I can't stand the school across the state, and again, I got to give props to Juwan Howard. That was a crazy win against Tennessee. They manhandled them. That's a really good Tennessee team that they beat. I think they're on a roll. It kills me to say it. I have to go with Michigan with the points. I think Villanova, though, with Jay Wright, that's a really well-balanced team. Again, same kind of deal with Arkansas. They've got elite guards like they always do. A couple NBA prospects on that team. I think Villanova is just too much for Michigan, but I think Hunter Dickinson's going to keep them close in this game. That's their go-to guy with Michigan, but I go Michigan with the points, but Villanova wins the game tonight.
I'll go next. Carson, you know, again, I had Sis laughing last night with these coaches, but listen, Jay Wright, man, every year it's Jay Wright. He's going to lose something. He's going to lose guys, and he's always there, right? He's always there. And you talk about Hunter Dickinson. That's where we were saying, like, Tennessee with Rick Barnes. By the way, Kenny, did you see he got an extension today, Rick Barnes? I mean, you're up 6 points. Michigan basically has one guy that you have to defend. They never double and triple him, and they just let him eat it up. I don't see it happening tonight. Jay Wright will have a defensive plan for Dickinson. You got Gillespie, you got Moore, you got the kid. Who's the other kid? I mean, there's so many of them there. You know, there's so many of them there. And the thing I'm gonna take Villanova to win. And the reason why I'm gonna take them to cover is because they're a team I trust shooting free throws. They're the best free throw shooting team in the country. So
that's a good point. Yep.
You know, you look at a lot of games and it's like, okay, you're up 2. How do you get it to 6? Oh, you're gonna miss 1-on-1s. Villanova, they don't miss, man. They hit their free throws. So I could see being up 2 or 3, and the next thing you know, it's 9 because they hit 6 free throws in a row. So I'm gonna take Villanova laying and winning. Kenny.
I'm with you, Kurt. Again, I can't believe I'm with you on these games so far, but I think coaching is going to be the big key here. And Jay Wright, and I'm going to ask Carson a question after Cisco's, a quick hitter question I had last week. A little fun question for him. But I think Gillespie, the guards, like you said, the free throw shooting, Kurt, you nailed it.
Big.
If you're late in the fourth quarter and you're up 4 or 5 and you're right around there and there's 30 seconds left, Michigan's going to have to foul. Next thing you know, it's going to be 8 or 9. So I see the game being competitive, but if this makes any sense, I think Michigan having a week off is going to hurt them because momentum is lost now. I think it can be lost. We'll see. I believe the momentum's lost. I think Villanova is the better all-around team. And I think Villanova is going to take it by about 6 to 8 points. So I laid a 5.
Sis.
Kenny touched on it. I agree with him. Gillespie's the difference in this game. He's the quarterback of that team, and he can shoot. So I'm saying Villanova. Yep.
Okay, and then you think big
Monday
advantage?
night.
You think big advantage? Jay Wright over Juwan Howard.
Jawan Howard, absolutely. He's a great coach. Seriously though, I mean Michigan's okay. Villanova is more disciplined because of the coach.
Yeah.
Juwan Howard team is not. They're not disciplined, and when things start going wrong, you might see it tonight. They might fold to 10.
Kurt, I want to ask Carson this quick hitter question I did last week.
Yep.
Rank these 5 college basketball head coach icons.
Okay.
Jay Wright, Tom Izzo, Coach K, John Calipari, Bill Self. You could do them from 1 to 5, 1 being the best.
Oh, wow. I would go, man, Coach K, number 1. I would go, see, Jay Wright and John Calipari, they're like the same coach to me. I would go, you could go either way with them. I would go, man, that's a tough one. I'd go Coach Calipari, number 2, Jay Wright, 3, and then I'd go Izzo, 4, Bill Self, 5.
Interesting that you got Izzo down 4. We had him up in the top 2.
Did you? Yeah. Yeah, I love Izzo. And again, the problem is it's like the last big team to win it was us, State, in 2000. It's been 22 years. The Big Ten looks kind of wishy-washy. You got Michigan and Purdue left in the tournament. And I think out of the two, I think Purdue has the best chance out of the 2 teams to win it all. But yeah, he's had a few Final Four appearances, but he hasn't been the same as he once was 10 years ago. And he's definitely top 5, but I feel like Coach K and Coach Calipari, I think, are a little bit higher just because they have a few more championships than Izzo.
Okay.
Fair enough. That was a question I wanted to share with you because you're a Michigan State student. So
That's a good one, yeah.
All right, we move to the the second game tonight after 9 o'clock, roughly 9:39. Coach K could be coaching his last game tonight as Duke plays Big 12's Texas Tech. Duke right now is a 1-point underdog. Mr. Sis, Texas Tech, Duke, and his Coach K's career end tonight.
Unfortunately, I think it does. Texas Tech is a physical team. They hit the boards, and I think unfortunately again, the Duke is they're done tonight.
I'll go next. I'm agree with you, Sis. I picked Texas Tech in my bracket. Again, I think they're the more physical team. It's going to be offense versus defense tonight. We always say, let's go with defense, right? Texas Tech might be one of the best defensive teams in the country. I think if Duke wins tonight, I think it's going to be Coach K out coaching and getting this win tonight because I think Texas Tech is the better team. Individualized, I know everyone says Duke has 5 potential first-round picks, but I'm with you, Sis. I'm going to go Texas Tech. Kenny.
with you guys with Texas Tech. I think this will be, unfortunately, Coach K's last game. Only thing that scares me is what's the head coach's name, Texas Tech, Mark Adams.
Yeah.
Big spot for him. It's like who's going to be the one that knocks off Coach K? There's a lot of pressure on him, I think, as well. So I think if he coaches a good game, I think they beat Duke because I think they are a very sneaky team and they play defense, like Sis said, physical. But we'll see. I'm going Texas Tech here. Would I be surprised if Duke wins? No, but I think Texas Tech's going to get them, and we'll see. But, I got to start believing in this head coach because I'm not there yet.
Mr. Carson.
I don't know if you watched this game between Texas Tech and Notre Dame, but Notre Dame almost beat Texas Tech. They were there with them every step of the way. Texas Tech kind of looked lost in the clouds until the very end where they kind of barely escaped and they made their free throws towards the end there. I like this Duke team, man. I just don't think, and the NCAA, they're going to somehow figure out a way to let Coach K win this game. I would not be surprised if tomorrow morning on the talk shows there'll be a few controversial calls that went towards Duke's way. I just think Duke and their young core, they're going out. It's all or nothing for Coach K, his last run. I think Duke wins this game against Texas Tech. I'm shocked to say because I was pretty high on Texas Tech, but after what I saw against Notre Dame, who was a first four team that barely got in,
yep,
I think Duke is going to take this game easily against Texas Tech.
All right. The last game tonight, again, one of the last four, the number 1 seed Arizona Wildcats are a 1.5 point favorite over the hot, and I mean hot, Houston Cougars, man. Just absolutely destroyed Illinois last week. I'll start with Sis, 1.5 Arizona Houston.
Excuse me, I agree with you. They did destroy Illinois, but again, we talked about it last night.
Sis, I got to interrupt you 1 second. Mary Lenny saying she's cheering for Coach K tonight.
That a girl, Mary.
And
Houston,
the Peacocks. And she's saying, and the Peacocks tomorrow.
St. Peter, she's going with tomorrow. Houston did handle them, but again, this is there's more pressure here now, and Arizona to me is they're going to Final Four in my opinion. So that I'm going to say Arizona on a money line.
Okay. Kenny.
Sorry, Kurt. I'm with Sis again, not because we're in the same household now. We make our own
I think it
picks.
is because you're in the same household. You're afraid. You're afraid of him, Kenny.
No, but this is my.
Oh, you're not
Final
afraid of
Four.
him? You're saying that on air? You're not afraid of Sis?
Oh, everybody's afraid of Sis.
Oh, okay. Let's get that straight.
I'm not afraid to pick different than Sis.
Okay, good choice
There's
of words.
absolutely no need to be afraid of me.
I know. There is no reason to be afraid of Sis. He's a gentle giant.
If Arizona loses tonight, I'll choke you.
Arizona is my national champion. So I am definitely going Arizona here. I am scared that the line is so low, but Arizona is Arizona. Houston's hot, but I got to roll with Arizona. I mean, you look at their roster, you look at the teams that they beat, UCLA, USC, do I trust the coach in a big spot? Not yet. But, hey, I didn't trust Drew when he won with Baylor. So I didn't trust Bruce. I didn't trust Beard when he won with Texas Tech. So I'll take my shots with Arizona and their coaching staff and these kids beating a tough Houston team. I will say that, but Arizona's going to get them.
You know what's a shame, though, too, with Houston? I mean, they probably lost the kid Sasser. They lost 2 of their better players, too, this year. I mean, you add that to this team, they'd be really legit. Carson, where are you
Houston
going
did not
tonight?
deserve to be a 5 seed. I will say that.
Yep. Carson,
Yeah,
where are you
and
going?
I think this is a bad draw for Arizona. This Houston team is really good. They played really well against Illinois. I think this team, man, is going to upset Arizona tonight. Again, I watched that game. TCU almost damn near upset Arizona. They went into overtime. They barely got by the skin of their teeth. I think Houston, I like them a lot tonight. They can really shoot the ball. They play really fast-paced in transition. They got size, length, and athleticism. I'm going to go with Houston as the upset tonight.
All right. I don't like this game at all. I mean, I'm gonna take Arizona, but I'm very hesitant on this. There's absolutely, I would not be shocked one bit if Houston wins this game. I mean, Calvin Sampson's a very good tournament coach. This team is physical. They're going to play defense. They're aggressive. I'm going to take Houston. I'm sorry, I'm going to take Arizona, but I am not. I don't know. I do not like that pick. I'm not confident, and I can see this game going either way. So that's tonight's slate. Now we roll into tomorrow, and everyone's darlings, right? Mary's darlings, everyone's Jersey darlings, the St. Peter Peacocks. They're playing Purdue. Kenny, I'm going to start with you. Purdue right now is a 12.5-point favorite.
Shocker of the world. They beat Kentucky, probably the biggest upset, equal upset, even though they were a 15 seed. I call that a bigger upset, and no offense to Jenny Hoops' Virginia Cavaliers.
I heard that somebody else said that same thing.
But this, I think, was a bigger upset, even though Kentucky was a 2 seed. Yeah. I think this was a bigger upset than Baltimore County, University of Maryland, Baltimore County beating Virginia as the first 16 seed ever. Because of the style of play Kentucky is. Like, they got lottery picks. They got 3 players that are going to be in this first round of 2 lottery picks and probably a guy in 15 to 25 range getting drafted in the NBA next year in the first round against St. Peter's, who the kids will be doctors and lawyers, and they'll be like that. So I just think that was a huge upset. And what do they do after that? They go and outplay Murray State, who was the hottest team in college basketball.
Country,
and didn't lose since December. So will they get rewarded? They get a week off, a lot of celebrating over in Jersey City, where we, our home ground, Kurt. You're still in New Jersey, but 15 minutes away. A lot of partying over there. Again, with the momentum thing now. So now they go into Purdue, and I'm not a fan of Matt Painter, but I just can't see anybody on St. Peter's stopping that 7'4" kid.
Nope.
I can't say
Edey.
I was saying even.
And the kid Williams, off the bench is even
Caleb Williams, he's a tank.
He's a tank, man. He's insane.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, and I hope I'm wrong, but I think this is at least a 15-point win by Purdue, and I hope I'm wrong. But I got Purdue going to my Final Four, and my Final Four teams are all live, so that's when I could catch up in our tournament. So I'm going Purdue to win, and Purdue with the points.
Kenny, I'm with you. It's a great story, St. Peter's, but again, I'm sorry, this game is all on. We know we talk about Matt Painter all the time. This game is on Matt Painter. I mean, how you're just not feeding Williams and Edey all night long, it's a joke. If they don't do it, seriously, then, Sis was laughing last night, but, I mean, this is what coaching's all about. How is St. Peter's going to stop those guys? They can't. They can't. But is he going to let them get into a 3-point fest and not run the offense through the 2 guys? I don't know. I just think the talent is overwhelmingly in favor of Purdue tonight. You got the kid Ivy, who's going to be possibly a top 3 pick. I don't know. I mean, we just named 3 guys alone right there, and I don't know. I think this one could get ugly. Again, just down low, Edey and Williams, big games. I'm with you, Kenny. Purdue wins. Purdue covers. Carson.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the line between now and tomorrow night when that game happens. I one of these teams, I hope one day wins it all, like a 10 seed or higher. The closest thing we had was that Loyola Chicago team a few years ago that made to the Final Four. But I think this is the end for the Peacocks. They had an unbelievable run beating Kentucky that busted everybody's brackets. Then they had a great win against Murray State. But I think the size of Purdue and Jaden Ivey, a chance to go to the Elite Eight, I think they're gonna manhandle them. Again, 15 points. It sounds like a lot, but I don't know, dude. It's tough to say because I like the spirits that St. Peter's is bringing, but I think 15 points. It's right on the money. I think they could barely cover. I would go Purdue laying this game.
Sis, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I take my hat off to them. They beat Kentucky, which I was totally shocked. But the clock strikes 12 tomorrow night for them. It's over. Yep.
Purdue big?
Yeah, I think could be 15, 20 points, maybe
Yeah,
more.
I'm with you. I
Purdue's
just
tough. It's. I'm not taking anything away from St.
right.
Peter's. It's just, you know,
Bad matchup.
yeah, even tonight. I mean, Duke, I think, has a great team and everything. I just don't think they're going to beat Texas Tech.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Yeah.
Sis, I'll come right back to you next tomorrow. The second early game, Providence from the Big East. All right, big great season. Coach Ed Cooley goes and plays Kansas. Kansas right now is a 7.5-point favorite. Sis, where are you going to go tomorrow night?
Again, I agree with what Carson said earlier. 10 points in an NCAA tournament and now 7.5. To me, that's insane. I mean, Kansas probably beats them, but this Providence team, I've watched them play like 5 or 6 times. They'll take it right down to the wire. Kansas might win. I don't think they're covering 10. It's actually 10 points almost. So.
Sis, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm going to take Kansas to win, but Providence is something like stupid, like 8-0 with like under 4 points or any kind of close game. I think they're like undefeated or they have one loss in like close games.
Again, they're I love scrappy teams.
Yeah,
Man.
and you know what, I love Ed Cooley as a coach. I think he's a great coach. You know, it's always the other team's got the better talent, and he finds ways to win, right? So I'm with you, sis. Kansas wins, but I'm gonna take Providence to cover. Carson.
Yeah, I love the draw here. I'm big on the Friars. Like you just said, I like the coach Ed Cooley. This team, man, I believe in. They were one of my picks to get to the Elite Eight this year. And if you're looking for little pizza money, right now it's 70-1 to win it all. The Providence Friars. I threw a few dollars on that, but again, it's because you got to think, right? If they beat Kansas, they can definitely have a chance to beat either Miami or Iowa State.
Yes.
So if you want to throw some money to get to the Final Four right now, I think it's 7-1 for Providence. And I mean, if they can get past Kansas, I mean, the sky's the limit. That's like the only team that might slow them down. But I like the Providence Friars a lot. I think they're going to cover, and I think they're going to upset Kansas tomorrow.
All right, good. There you go. Carson being bold.
Carson's taking Joey Clams' line.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Mr. Kirkpatrick, are you sweeping the board?
I'm sweeping the board with the points, and I'm going with Carson with the Friars. And I remember I started following Providence towards the end of the Big East season, as I started following Creighton, and Creighton was my sleeper team in the Big East. They made it to the final. And Providence didn't show up against Creighton in that game. But then I remember saying on the show, Providence is going to get the experience they need in the Big East tournament, lose in the Big East tournament, and they're going to regroup. Ed Cooley, like you said, very underrated coach, one of the most underrated in college basketball. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't even know who he is. Well, they're going to know who he is tomorrow when they outright beat Kansas.
Nice.
And Bill Self is out again as one of the most overrated coaches, in my opinion. So I think Sweet 16 is it for Kansas. And like Carson said, really good chance to get to the Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And sprinkle that Parmesan cheese on the pizza.
All right. I'm going to start this next one tomorrow night. One of the second games, the Blue Bloods, right? UNC, Kansas, UNC coming back from an impressive win versus Baylor. But, whoa, you talk about a choke job, up 25. And you know what? I'm going to give North Carolina credit because I was watching with Jenny Hoops, and when Baylor ties the game and it went to overtime, I said to Hoops, listen, they're out. Their best 2 players. I said, there's no way Baylor's going to lose this game. And to Carolina's credit, they buckled down without the guy with the beard. What's his name?
Brady Koenig.
Yeah. And then I think Love was fouled out, and it looked bad. You know, you blew a 25-point lead. And I give them credit. They hung on. They upset Baylor, knocked out the champs. But I'm going to tell you this. Like, everyone is on North Carolina, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm taking UCLA, man. You know, they're laying 2. I would money line, not points. But Mick Cronin, you know, I know, what's his name? The kid's hurt.
Jaquez.
Jaquez is hurt. They're saying, he may play. But either way, I'm going to take UCLA. This team is, they've been there, done it, made a great run last year. I mean, really almost could have beat Gonzaga in the semifinals, right? And I'm going to take UCLA. I just think Carolina, I know they're hot and they beat Duke, but live and die by the three. You watched them get a 25-point lead with the three, but then you watched what happens when they didn't hit three and they gave up a 25-point lead in like 10 minutes. I think I think UCLA scores, and I just trust Cronin a little bit. I'm going to take UCLA money line. Carson.
Yeah, I'm with you, Kurt. I like UCLA and the Bruins here. After what I almost witnessed of them blowing a 25-point lead, I turned the game off, and about an hour later, I came back, and they went into overtime. I couldn't believe my eyes. But, I think UCLA, I like their coach, Cronin. I think Johnny Juzang is going to have a big game against North Carolina here. I like the UCLA Bruins in this one.
Kenny.
I'm with you guys. Got to remember Juzang. I know Jaquez is hurt. He's probably going to play a little bit, but he's not out, right?
I don't know.
I'm not sure, yeah.
Juzang is back. The point guard's back. A lot of those kids are back from that amazing run they had last year, just to lose the way they lost in the Final Four.
Mm.
I think North Carolina's had a nice little magical run here, but I think of the two, I think I'm taking UCLA and UCLA with the points as well. I think they got a really good chance of getting back to the Final Four, and a very dangerous team with the same kids from last year. So I'm going to take them with the experience over North Carolina, who's had a nice little run here.
Yeah.
Winning the ACC and, winning the first two rounds in the game. So
they didn't win. They didn't win the ACC.
Not winning the ACC, beating Duke in the ACC tournament.
Yeah.
I meant to say, and then, winning their first 2-round games as an 8 seed. Tough matchups, and hats off to them for beating Baylor. But I think it comes to an end this week against UCLA.
Sis, UNC or UCLA?
Yes, I think everybody touched on it again. In my opinion, again, it comes to coaching. You have a 25-point lead with 12 minutes to go in the game, and you go to overtime. Not in these tournaments, man. You can't do that. Yeah, I think UCLA wins easily, whether this kid plays or not.
Okay. And then we got our last game tomorrow. Iowa State, who won 2 games last year. They won 2 games, and they're in the Sweet 16. They are a 2.5-point underdog to the Miami Hurricanes, who are just on fire. They beat USC, and then they upset number 2 Auburn. Carson, I'm gonna start with you.
Yeah, they were my national champion in the Ticket Time K and K pool, so I'm pretty upset about Jabari Smith, who did not show up at all in that game. Miami just completely shut him down. He's going to be a top 5 pick in this draft. Yeah, it's a coin flip because it's 2 of these teams that you had no intentions of seeing, let alone meet in the Sweet 16 right here. So I think Miami is I think I'm going to go with Miami here. I think the line's like -2 Miami. Iowa State, again, props to them. I feel like they're a road to get here. Again, Wisconsin's a good team, but I feel like they're a little overrated. So if I'm going by competition of who they had to beat to get here, I would go Miami. Somehow getting to the Elite Eight. I never thought I'd say that. But again, shout out to the Cyclones. Like you just said, Kurt, one of the worst teams in basketball last year to making the Sweet 16. Yeah. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, Carson, I'm with you, man. I love this game, actually. I just, the tournament they always say is about guards, right? And like the backcourt play. And they got the kid Moore, they got the kid Wong, and there's another one where they got experience. They're like fearless. I mean, they went right after these kids from Auburn who, like you're saying, the kid's a number 1 pick, the kid Kessler, big guy. They went right after him. They ate him up. And we always talk about coaching, right? Jimmy Larinaga. Guy's been to a Final Four with George Mason. Listen, the guy's a winner. I think Iowa State is kind of like St. Peter's, a nice little run. I love Miami in this. Kenny.
Crazy. 10 and an 11 seed, and I'm calling this my best bet of the Sweet 16. You nailed it, Kurt. Jim Larinaga. George Mason. He made it to the Final Four with
Yep.
George Mason. What year was that? That was a while ago. I was still living in New Jersey. That would be 08, 09.
Yeah. Yeah.
Made it to the Final Four with a team nobody heard of as like an 11 seed. So now he's got, in my opinion, they were the second best team in the ACC this year. And the ACC is making one heck of a run in this tournament. North Carolina, Miami, and Duke. Miami, best bet, and Miami, great chance of getting to the Final Four.
Okay. Sis, Iowa State or Miami?
Well, who gave you Miami the other day?
You did. You said take the points versus Auburn.
Yeah. And they won by 17. But anyway, long story short, Kenny just nailed it, and I agree with him. Miami, to me, easy. Miami, don't kid yourself. They could be in the Final Four. This is a seasoned team. They got upperclassmen, juniors. Yeah, I like this team a lot. Yep.
All right. Joey Clams just texted me. I'm not sure if he's going to be joining us, but he gave me his picks. Gonzaga, Duke, Arizona, St. Peter's, Providence, UCLA, Miami. Best bets, Arizona over 145, the Arizona-Houston game, and Miami, Florida money line. So he's with us.
Nice.
So, Sis, you're going Miami. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Is that the last game?
That's the last game. But can I ask you guys one question? I'm going to take your advice on this. So I want you guys to
Last question, and then I got a little fun thing for us to do to finish off because we've got about 15 minutes.
Yeah. All right. So I want your guys' opinion. I'm going to throw two things at you tonight. I'm gonna put something in tonight, little FanDuel, but I'm undecided on two of these games. Okay, and I'm going to do alternate spreads. So would you? Either you have to let me know which one you would take. Would you take Texas Tech plus 9.5 points, or would you take Duke plus 8.5 points? Kenny, you go first.
I like Texas Tech, but I can't see Duke losing by 9.5.
8.5.
Coach K, 8.5 on Coach K's exit game. If they lose, I think it'll be a close game. So if I had to take one there, I'm taking Duke plus the 8.5.
All right, Sis, Texas Tech plus 9.5 or Duke plus 8.5?
Hey, let excuse me, let Bella earn her keep. Ask Bella who she likes tonight. But all and joking aside, I'm taking Texas Tech with all those points. That's a lock.
Okay. Carson, you're the deciding vote here because it's 1-1.
Yeah, I didn't even know you could get either team's that many points. I think it's a win-win no matter who you pick if they let you get that many points.
Yeah.
I would go more comfortable with Duke, though, plus 8.
Okay. And then the second one, Kenny, is the second game tonight. It's a game I don't like, so I might want to do something with the alternate spreads. Do I take Houston, Kenny, plus 10.5 or Arizona plus 7.5?
Oh, man.
Arizona plus 7.5.
Okay. Carson.
Houston plus 10.5. Yeah. You get
Sis?
3 more points, and I think they're going to win.
Sis, you're the deciding factor here.
I'm on board with Carson as far as the points. I don't think they're going to win, but that's a lot of points. I would take the points.
Okay. So you guys, all
I
right.
still think Arizona beats them. Yep.
But just for audience out there and myself included, what are your odds there? So say you threw $5 on that alternate line. Are you like winning like 50
Well,
cents?
no. What I would do is like if I wanted, I was gonna parlay, like a couple games with that. Like, so say I took Gonzaga, Villanova, UCLA, Miami, right? And now I'm gonna add those two games. So say you guys said to take Duke plus the points, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just it's gonna help me more in a parlay. So I take Duke plus 8.5, and you guys said Houston plus the 10.5. How much you want for that bet, Kenny? Give me a number.
$10.
$66
That's not bad.
for Gonzaga, Villanova, UCLA, Miami. 8.5, 10.5. Now, if I take those out, say I took those two out, I would get $27 for the $10. So,
Okay.
you know, it's
still more
tripling
than
the bet.
2-1 for your money. It's not a bad bet.
No, it's not a bad one. No,
You're getting almost 3-1 on that.
you're getting
That's
3-1 by adding those points. Yeah, exactly.
My updated question for you guys: Kentucky, bracket buster for a lot of people. Baylor, probably bracket buster for a lot of people. I want an updated. I don't know how everybody's brackets are looking. My bracket got busted with Auburn, but I still got 3 out of 4 teams alive. I got Arizona, Arkansas, and Purdue.
By the way, real quick, guys, I know you guys, the people big on Providence with these alternate spreads, you could get up to 16.5 tonight with Providence tomorrow night.
Okay.
Wow.
Kurt, I'll ask you first because I know you had a bracket with Tennessee.
Yeah, they killed me. Rick Barnes up six with 4 minutes to go. They never score again. They killed me.
Updated bracket. Who would be in your final 4?
I would take Gonzaga, Purdue, Kansas.
I can't believe he's saying Purdue with Matt
I
Painter.
know.
But go ahead.
Kansas. And who's in that Tennessee Arizona. So Gonzaga, Kansas, Arizona, and Purdue.
Carson, you had a bracket buster. Who would be your updated?
Updated one. It's weird because I'm kind of a hypocrite to say this because I have Texas Tech in the Final Four, but I think Duke's going to get them tonight. I would go Duke, Purdue, Arizona, and Providence. Yeah, those are my 4.
And I got Arizona, Arkansas, Purdue, and I'm going to go Providence as well. Let's Kurt, let's throw some.
Well, let's get Sis. We got to get
Carson
Sis.
nailed it. Carson nailed it. I think let's get Clams in. Carson nailed it. I think we should put a few dollars on Providence to win it all. Why
They
not?
get past Kansas, man. It's fair game.
I think we should all throw a few dollars on that. Mr. Joey
Well,
Clams.
we didn't get Sis's Final Four updated.
Yeah, Sis, your Final Four updated.
What's that?
Final Four updated.
What do you mean Final Four updated? What are you talking about?
My TV.
Who would be your Final Four if you
Oh,
had to-
like, in other words, who I think's going to wind up in the final? I'm sorry. I was Texas.
You're fine.
I'm going to say Villanova, Miami, Gonzaga, and Arizona.
No, Villanova's a good one. See, I still got Purdue in there, so I can't take Villanova. Mr. Joey Clams is with us. How you doing, Joey? We got you for about 10 minutes.
Hey, Joey.
Hey, what's going on? How are you?
How you doing, Mr. Brooklyn himself?
Santino, Carlos. That little farce you played with my sister. You think it could fool Coglione? How you doing, Carson? Kurt, how are you?
I'm good.
And-
How are you?
What's up, Joey?
And how are you, Felix and Oscar?
Doing
I
well,
like
Mr.
that.
Clams.
I like
Doing
that.
well.
I like
Take
that.
her to the zoo.
So let's do
Hey.
this real quick. We got Clams on, Kenny. Let's just let him run through. We got like 9 minutes. Let him run through.
Yeah,
his
let him
picks.
run the show. Exactly.
All right, so
Yeah.
real quick, Joey Clams, Gonzaga, Arkansas, 10 points tonight.
I like Gonzaga. The only thing is the big guys with Gonzaga to watch. They're not good free throw shooters, so they might not get under that number, but I like Gonzaga to win and maybe cover.
Oops, sorry, sis. I did that by accident.
All right. Villanova, 4.5. It went down to Michigan. Where are you going there?
I'm going with Jay Wright with Villanova. He's going to have a plan for Dickinson. Dickinson might get 15. Hold him under 18 points. Michigan's going to have to shoot from the outside. I don't trust him. I trust Gillespie. He's a clutch player, and Villanova at the free throw line, like you guys were saying.
All right. Then we move to the late games. Your favorite, Coach Krzyzewski, getting one against Texas Tech tonight.
Well, I like Duke, but here's what you do. If you're betting this game, this is what I want you to do. Wait till the 8. You can bet it live in line. at the 8-minute mark. See how the referees are calling the game. If they start calling the ticky-tack calls on Texas Tech, you go with Duke, and I don't trust Texas Tech on the offense.
All right, and then the last one tonight, Houston, Arizona. Arizona's a 1.5-point favorite.
If Arizona plays their game and they're consistent all night, you got to go with the Desert Cats and Arizona. Houston is missing a lot of their top players, but they're doing a great job. Arizona on the money line, even if you got to lay it late.
All right, and here we go. Tomorrow night, the darling St. Peter's Peacocks getting 12.5 from the Purdue Boilermakers.
I'd stay away from this game, but I'll take St. Peter's because they're going to fight all the way to the end. They're going to fight. They're going to be throwing swings and punches at Purdue. They got another game in 2 days. If they're going to win, they're going to be resting people down to the end of the game. So give me St. Peter's, the Peacocks.
All right, everyone, Carson and Kenny are high outright upset, and they're taking Providence over Kansas. 7.5. You're going to take Providence tomorrow too?
They're 7-1 straight up and against the spread as a dog. Go with the Friars.
Outright upset too? Are you with them?
Yeah, you got to sprinkle some pizza money. Grate that cheese on there. Grate the provolone on it.
Carson was saying it
70
tonight.
to 1, Joey, to win it all. 70 to 1 to win it all, and 7 to 1 to make the Final Four.
You see Carson's Bruno Malley?
Excuse me, Joe. Joe, I'm not a rap, but Carson was taking your line tonight saying pizza money.
He did.
I just want to let
Joey Clam Army now. That's all.
That's it.
My pipe is up in the trees.
All right,
There you
and
go.
the next two, I hope you're with me on this, Joe, because I love UCLA tomorrow. Please, everyone's jumping on Carolina. Please tell me you're with me with UCLA tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'm with UCLA. Tough defense. They're going to battle. I don't think North Carolina can at the end of the game can close it out. I don't trust them. I'm going to go with the Euclid Bruins.
Okay, and my last one is my favorite bet of the week. I know you texted me; it's your favorite, but I love this Miami backcourt and Jimmy Larinaga, man, great coach. 2.5 over Iowa State.
We took them to Joey Clam Army. Took them Miami plus the 1 on Sunday night. We're all over Hurricanes, baby. Iowa State is not going to be able to score. They're not going to be able to put nothing. Miami's going to be able to score, and they play a pretty good defense too. Go with the Hurricanes.
All right, that's Joey Clams in a heartbeat, Kenny. That was a pretty good session, right? Getting Joey Clams' picks in.
Got 5 minutes, Kurt. I got a quick question for Carson.
You sound muted, Kenny. You sound muted.
I forgot.
There you go.
I got a quick question for Carson and Clams, and then we can do final thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to get off a couple minutes early so we can get ready for the first game tonight. Joey, this has more to do with I want to ask you this question first, and then I'll ask Carson. Last year, Pac-12 came out of nowhere in the tournament and had a strong showing. Myself included, but I know you, Joe, as well, were really down on the ACC coming into this tournament. They were bad, and I've been surprised as more than anybody. Notre Dame, as a play-in team, made it to the sweep, won 2 games. Virginia Tech lost their first round, but you still got Duke, North Carolina, an 8 seed, and Miami, who we're just all talking about as a 10 seed. What do you think the reason is for the success in this tournament?
It's March Madness. He said it's all matchups. Somebody in front of you falls, then it's a different matchup. You can't go what happened last game, how you played against this team. You can't carry that in. You can't look what you seen, what happened last week. Teams go down, and then it gives a chance for a team like St. Peter's. They knock off Kentucky. Well, now they got to play Murray State. Murray State had a chance to get to the Sweet 16, and look what St. Peter's is there. You never know in March. You never know.
Fair enough. And I'll ask you the same question, Carson.
Yeah, I'll just piggyback off Joey. I think that's the beauty of this tournament, March Madness. You just don't know what's going to happen. Kind of like a side note to your question, I think the biggest conference that's been the biggest disappointment was the SEC. I mean, all of these double-digit seeds taking down Auburn, Tennessee, Kentucky. I think that's been the biggest letdown in March Madness. And when the chips are on the table, when it's do or die, every possession counts. That's why you see all these schools out of nowhere just go for it, and that's why you see all these upsets happen. So, yeah, I think March Madness, and that's the beauty of it.
Yeah,
Coach
SEC.
Breslin's saying parity. So many good teams. I agree. Matchups are important.
Absolutely, Coach. Thanks, Coach. I hope you're doing well over there, Mr. Breslin.
coaches that you asked about the coaches?
Yeah, let me hear your coaches real quick, Joe. So the five were Jay Wright, Tom Izzo, Coach K, John Calipari, Bill Self. Rank them from 1 to 5, 1 being the best.
Right now. You
Yes.
mean right now? Like right today we're starting? If
Uh,
you have like right for today?
no, well, as a whole, like that's for their whole career, you know, like.
Go with Jay Wright. I'm putting Calipari at the end because he's more of a recruiter, and you just got beat by St. Peter's Peacocks, and you know that was embarrassing. So you go to the back of the line, you get chased out. Then who Self is
Self
number
is in there, Izzo and Coach K.
Self number 4, Izzo's 3, and I gotta put Coach K ahead of everybody else except for Jay Wright.
Okay.
Coach Breslin saying all is good, busy, looking forward to the games and working to get stuff done. Joey Clams, I got to ask you this question. Would you rather take, I'm going to give you 2 spreads. Would you rather take Arizona plus 7.5 or Houston plus 10.5?
Oh, Arizona plus 7.5.
All right. And then what about Texas Tech plus 9.5 or Duke plus 8.5?
Duke plus the 8.5.
Okay.
All right, Kurt.
Oh, I got a note here. Oh, here you go. First half, under 66.5 in the Duke game. They're going to be struggling to score points in the beginning. Go. That's a big play. Under 66.5 in the Duke game first half.
Nice.
Coach Breslin saying Houston, they played great D and rebound.
Going to be some fun games. Want to do final thoughts, Kurt, so we can...
Yeah, let's do this. Let's start with Mr. Siciliano for final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Enjoy all the games tonight, tomorrow, excuse me, Saturday and Sunday, and bet with your head, not over it.
Mr. Carson Shear.
Yeah, obviously enjoy the games tonight. I think, like Kenny said, you're going to find out who the real cream of the crop is, especially when you get to the Sweet 16, Elite 8, and we're going to have our Final Four next week, so I'm looking forward to that. And my final thoughts are the Providence Friars. Let's go.
There you go.
And Carson, where can we find you tonight and always?
Sorry on them. It's good.
Yeah, if you guys like casino content, you can find me on Twitch. My live streams are Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. 8:30 Eastern time. If you want to find the shorter highlight videos on my YouTube channel, the words are just Ticket Time, and then on Twitch it's Ticket Time YT. You can catch me for all your casino needs. Gamble responsibly, everybody.
Carson, what do you got, a month of school left?
Yeah, and then I got a few more classes left, and then I'll be a graduate.
There you
that's
go,
awesome.
baby. There you
Yeah.
go.
Awesome.
There you
We'll have
go.
to plan something for the summer or when you graduate. We'll all have a meeting place somewhere, hang out
Yeah.
for
We'll have a party on one of Kurt's boats.
There you go.
Coach Breslin saying final thoughts. Miles Johnson, RU/UCLA. I'm going to go. My final thoughts are, hey, I'm pumped up about this. I'm so excited. I'm going to watch this game. I got Gonzaga. I took actually Gonzaga with the Rams, Gonzaga, and the Colorado Avalanche. So I have a little interest in Gonzaga. I hope they win it too because I want to see them. They've been the best team in a while. Coach Breslin saying, awesome. I'm going to recruit him for sales, Carson. There you go, Carson. So you got a job.
Sweet.
I'm rooting for Gonzaga. I hope they do it. But no matter what happens in the next the next 4 days of the NCAA tournament and next week, whatever happens, it really doesn't matter because Russell Wilson's still my quarterback. That's my final thought. Coach,
Make sure you put Bell in the closet before the game starts.
Joey Clams, final thoughts.
Yeah, the Big 12 plays a really, really physical game. And you seen what happened with Texas, the ticky-tack fouls that were called, and Purdue was in the double bonus with 11 and change left in the game. Now, this is important. Watch this Duke game. Look by the 8-10 minute mark. If they start giving the ticky-tack plays, you might be able to say if Duke is down by 3 or 4, you could go in line and take the points, or vice versa. But if you see that ticky-tack fouls, get on Duke because they're gonna, they're gonna juice them up tonight. And I just came off the press. game from Rudy B on the Pucks, the LA Kings in regulation tonight in 60 on the money line. You bet them in 60 in the regulation, you get a cheaper price than the whole game.
All
You don't
right.
have any soccer games.
Let's go. It's
One and only.
time.
And
The one and
Mr.
only Joey Clams himself.
Mr. Kirkpatrick, your final thoughts. You close
Great
it out.
advice, Joe. Loved it. I will be definitely looking into that for sure tonight. 8-minute mark, like you said. I'm going to personally look at that.
I got to pick them on the Duke game right now. So if you would either way you want, you could grab points. Say a team is down by 4 or 5, you might be able to get 3.5 either way. So if you want it out, you can wait it out.
Yep. I think I may look into that for sure.
Even
Carson,
if Arizona gets down big, say Arizona's down by 6, you might be able to catch 3.5, 4 with Arizona.
Yep.
thanks for running that Ticket Time K&K tournament.
Sure.
I'm going to look into, this is going to be interesting this week. If I get some wins, I can maybe move up the board. I think I'm a couple spots away from last right now, but I'm hoping to get up there. But let's go Providence. I love Carson's 70-1 shot there. Throw $10, $20 on them, or a couple dollars to get to the Final Four at 7-1.
Yeah,
I think that's a very live long shot, and I'm the long shot guy. Kurt, Sis, you all know that.
You are.
Right.
And that might be the livest long shot, along with Miami. I want to see what Miami's odds are.
Mm-hmm.
So those are my final thoughts. Go with a couple long shots here, guys, to get to the Final Four. Not saying to win it all, but get to the Final Four. Let's take a couple long shots. You might win some money. So that's my final thoughts. Enjoy the games, and we will see everybody next week.
All right.
All right.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Enjoy the games.
Hey.